Buenos dias, Gunners Collective TV. Back at it. You already know. Like a torta with some bad habits. Buy up. Buy up. Didn't we just do a video on Chud the Builder and I told everybody something bad was going to happen? Well, guess what? Something bad happened.
Some breaking news to tell you about the social media influencer known as Chud the Builder is now facing an attempted murder charge after a shooting today outside the Montgomery County Courthouse. Deputies say Dalton Etherly, better known on social media as Chud the Builder, was involved in a fight leading to gunfire. Both men were hospitalized. Deputies just arrested Etherly, charging him with attempted murder, aggravated assault, and reckless endangerment with a deadly weapon. Tonight, he's being held in the Montgomery County Jail.
I walked up to them because they were pointing at me. They were laughing. They were pointing at me, and I said, "What's up, guys? How y'all doing?" I said, "Y'all like the new suit?" He said, "Walk away from me." I walked away from him. He came back up to me. He literally said, "I have PTSD. I feel like I'm in." He said, "You start saying all that chimp out shit to me, I'm gonna hit you." He hit me, started wailing on me, even after I had to defend myself by shooting him. He's still wailing on me.
Where's your weapon at?
They have everything.
What weapon is that right there?
I believe that's it. Is that yours?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's talking to them right now. Oh, no, you guys are good to do your thing. Okay. He has a graze. I call it a graze to the left arm. He has slight abrasion right here on his head. Maybe some scrapes. Lightheaded.
Welcome back to the channel. And if you haven't already hit that like and subscribe button, make sure you go ahead and do that. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directed in the direction of the dope content that I stay kicking. Well, as you heard for yourself, that was Chud the Builder, not even waiting to get to the police station. Didn't wait to pass go to collect the 200. He immediately shot and everything, was speaking his piece. So this is what happened out there in that area. There was a courtroom, a courthouse, and of course, out of all places that Chud the Builder wants to disrespect people, it's right in front of a courthouse. I guess maybe the safety and security of the courthouse, knowing there's security, there's police in the vicinity, he felt, I guess, safe enough to go with a gun on his person, allegedly, right? Or not even allegedly now, because we know that they got the weapon, and wanted to antagonize people like he does. Now, that whole freedom of speech debate and anyone could do what they want in public and say what they want. Yes, but the moment that you decide to threaten people with a pistol, the moment that you decide to let people know, hey, if you do something aggressive to me, I'm going to hurt you or even kill you. All that freedom of speech, all that goes out the window. You are now a threatening person. You're antagonizing people, and you're threatening them with harm, with danger, and they now have, okay, you could still got freedom of speech. Excuse me. You could still say whatever you want. You could say whatever you want to the day you go down, right? But all that, you're able to hurt people, and you got self-defense. That's what I meant to say. That's gone, right? Now they have self-defense. Because now you're threatening them. You're going over to some innocent people that are just doing their thing, and you're saying they're chimping out, and you're calling them the N-word, and you're disrespecting them just because of the pigmentation of their skin, because they're black people, right? You can't go around antagonizing people just because you have the freedom of speech. It doesn't work that way. They have just as much right to be in the streets, to be out there in public as you do. And people have the right, citizens have the right to go out there and enjoy, the public and enjoy the community just as much as Chud the Builder does. So anyways, of course, Chud the Builder picks his time and his places. There's a time and a place for everything, they say, right? The time was not yesterday at 1:16 p.m. and it definitely wasn't the place, but he thought it was. So he walks up on this group of gentlemen and starts to introduces himself. And I guess one of the brothers that was there, man, recognized Chud the Builder. He's becoming famous. He's becoming recognizable. I won't say famous, but recognizable. And I would say understandably famous for the bullshit that he does. People already are hip to the skip. They already know what the fuck time it is, right? Here this guy is with this funny mustache and this short stature running around calling people the N-word for no good reason at all other than the shock value and to gain attention on social media, right? He's an internet warrior, like a cell warrior, but he's an internet warrior. Now, there's a lot of people, well, at least he pulls up. Yes, he pulls up in a threatening manner with a big old can of bear mace and a gun on his side, calling people out of their name, but doesn't show you, sometimes the video picks up right whenever he's antagonizing them, or doesn't show that, before that he's brandishing a weapon or showing them this weapon. It's always, in his defense, it always makes him look like he's the innocent guy, right? He's very outspoken and he's going to exercise his rights. That's the type of person he is. Fuck him. Straight up. I don't rock with it. I see so many people that support him. They're like, yeah, he's a good guy. You just like the racial shit, man. You're just as bad as he is, only you're too scared to go out there and say it. Give him the respect for having the balls, but look what it got him. Anyways, he went up to these gentlemen, and this guy recognized him and told him from the gate, hey, bro, I have PTSD, right? Don't play with me. Please don't say that chimping out shit. Please don't disrespect me, man. I'm not playing with that. And guess what Chud the Builder did? He continued, even after this guy already let him know, like, hey, bro, I don't want to play with you. I'm not right. I got issues. I got PTSD with certain shit. Don't do it, please. If Chud would have been like, you know what? Okay, man, this guy's got a situation going on with them. I'm going to skip this. I'm going to move on to the next people and do my little racial shit that I'm going to do, right? He could have did all that, but instead he did it anyways. And this guy was one that was not playing. And I just did the video last week about Chud the Builder, and I said, eventually it's going to catch up to him. Someone is not going to play. Someone is not going out like that. There are dudes that you could threaten them with a gun, a bear mace, a bear trap, power with a bubble butt. You could threaten them with everything, right? And they're still going to get off where they're mad at. They ain't tripping. It is what it is. They're willing to take those repercussions if you're willing to. And this man was. So according to Chud the Builder, who basically you hear him giving a descriptive, a detailed story about exactly what happened. And I know people are going to be like, nah, that's not telling. That's not ratting. He's a civilian. He's just letting the officers know. Yeah, I know. I've heard that before. Adam 22 does that all the time. He's willing to let the officers know everything, but he's also willing to sit down and say that he understands black and brown culture and he's an association with a gang of gang members, but he's going to tell on them, right? I know. That excuse doesn't work for me. It might work for you, but it don't fucking work for me, not at all, right? All that, he's a civilian. He has the right to tell. Yeah, Chud the Builder is also a civilian. He has the right to call people the N-word, right? And run around and antagonize people with guns and shit. Yeah, well, we'll see what that does. That's going to hold him. Anyways, he tells this guy, disrespects this man, and this man allegedly, according to Chud the Builder, in his own words, took a swing at him, right? Cracked him. You got that coming, bro. You disrespect people, you might get hurt. Now, I understand violence begots violence, and you're not supposed to get violent, but save all that bullshit for people who fucking don't live in the streets. When you're a street motherfucker, when you're out there on the streets doing unusual shit, you're going to get street repercussions. See, street shit is different from courtroom shit. It's different from police station shit. It's different from inside a public dwelling shit. When you're out there on the streets disrespecting street dudes, you're going to get street consequences, right? And he did. He got cracked. Now, according and allegedly, Chud the Builder turned and tried to run away, and this man was, in his words, wailing on him, right? He was wailing on me, dude, right? Brother, I called him the N-word several times, and then I turned around to leave, and I guess he got mad, started to chimp out on me and wail on me, right? No, stupid ass. You shouldn't have disrespected that man, period. Shouldn't even, this idealisms that you have of disrespecting people with, and they can't do nothing about it is crazy, right? That dude did. So Mr. PTSD took a swing at him, cracks him, and allegedly, according to Chud, which I don't believe, but Chud is just trying to utilize that because he's going to try to plead self-defense, that this man continued to antagonize and hurt him. And so Chud pulls out a gun. He pulls out a gun. Now, I'm sure he does have a license to carry. I'm sure he has a license for open carry because obviously he shows people this thing. And you would think if you have that license for an open carry, right, to carry a weapon, that one of the criteria for that, the criteria for having a gun is being able and knowing how to use it. Safety precautions, knowing when it's on safety, knowing how to load it, knowing how to cock it, all them different things that you have to learn besides just not having a felony or a record. There's a lot of other things that go into it, for safety and security measures. I guess Chud, in the moment of help, forgot that shit. And he discharges the firearm and he shoots the guy that allegedly was hitting him. And in doing so, in the process, shoots himself too, grazes his own arm. I don't know how the fuck you do that. How you shoot someone and shoot yourself too. And help, right? That fool, he did what he did. Anyways, authorities were called, and Chud the Builder, like I said, didn't even make it into the building before he decided to run down the whole situation. Now, again, myself and Dubs, we did a live yesterday. We spoke a little bit about the situation. I decided to elaborate a little bit more and do my own video on it, right? And you need to understand this, first and foremost. Anytime that you are read your rights and you decide to speak, you decide to tell your story, you're only burying yourself. You're only hurting yourself. You're only making situations worse, right? Because when they tell you everything you say can and will be used against you, and will. And will is the words you need to understand, not and can. They don't give a fuck about can. Can means they have the right, just like Chud says he had the right to call people the N-word, right? I can and I will, and they will use it against you. So everything you say without the presence of a lawyer, because they tell you can have a lawyer present and you should ask for one. And people are so scared, it's going to incriminate me. Motherfucker, they got you in handcuffs. You are incriminated already. Get you that lawyer and let him do his job, right? But most people don't think that way. Oh, man, if I get me a lawyer, it's going to make me look like I'm guilty. Guess what? The motherfucking handcuffs look pretty guilty as we speak. Anyways, Chud the Builder decides to tell the story. He buries himself. And what has he subsequently been charged with? Attempted muerte, right? We'll use that Spanish because you know how it goes. Attempted muerte. A schmarter case. Yes, attempted. Now, will that stick? I don't know the details. I know what Chud the Builder says, but there's two sides to every story. You also got to understand that man, no one knows the condition that he's in right now. He could be in critical condition. I do not know if he was hit in the abdomen, the back, the chest, the face. No one knows at this exact moment exactly where he was hit. I'm sure videos will come out detailed about exactly where Chud the Builder did shoot him at. But if this man passes, and that elevates to schmarter, right? Straight up P-face, baby, right? It elevates. Yes, Chud. And again, different states have different rules and regulations. He might not be in a stand your ground state. He might not be in a self-defense state. He might be in a state of bye-bye. He was in a state of confusion. And so this man deserves everything he gets. Look, no, I don't wish death upon him or time, because again, I'd be a hypocrite, because I don't even wish that upon Wes, other than he needs to sit down for beating on a chick, right? But this man right here, Chud the Builder, if you didn't see it coming, Ray Charles did. Stevie was like, my Chud the Builder more shouldn't say the N-word in front of the store. Wait up. Now you shot the brother, his heart don't beat no more. I'll shoot you from behind. Bye, 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 bye. Stevie Wonder on his ass. Bye, bye, bye. Chuddy Omar, you're gone. You can't disrespect people, man. What kind of shit? Who raised this man? Why does he think that calling people the N-word and being racist is a good thing? It's not. It's never a good thing. It never is. Look, man, there's brothers that are literally on the internet right now calling me out, wanting to fight me. in a ring, hating me, talking shit about me every day, literally, right? And I don't hate brothers, man, and I ain't gonna call them the N-word, and I'm not gonna go out in public and say chimping out and just, I'm just not gonna do that, man, because I don't judge people because of one person's actions. And I don't look at him, oh, he's a black man. No, he's a man, bro. That's a man that has a problem with another man. I don't care if he's black, brown, green, yellow, don't matter to me. I don't give a fuck the motherfucker see or not. Don't matter to me, right? None of that shit. Chud the Builder, man, got exactly the gift that he wanted for Christmas. Open it up, bitch, right? What's in there? Oh, there's a big black man with a hard fist. Yes, it is. Because when you're disrespecting people, it's only a matter of time before someone recognizes your bullshit and calls you on it and says, you know what, let's go. And that dude gave him a warning. See, Chud doesn't give people the warning. He'll walk right up and be like, hey, what's up, guys? How you doing? They'll be like, oh, man, we're cool. We're just chilling right here. And he'll be like, oh, what, are you going to chip out or what? Like, just immediately disrespect. And some of these guys don't even understand what the fuck this dude's doing, and some do. And I've seen instances where some of the dudes laugh. They're like, oh, man, this fool's crazy, right? And they think it's funny because it's an act. They think it's an act he's putting on. But I knew there was going to come a time and a place where there was a brother, man, that wasn't going to play like that. And he done ran into one of them. So now people are running around saying, well, Chud, that's self-defense. That dude was trying to hurt him. You know how many times in public people have taken swings on me? You know, they swung on me. They swing on me. Guess what? You turn around, you swing back, man. You handle your business like a grown man. Someone takes flight, you take flight back. If they don't have a weapon in their hand, hey, you don't need a weapon. Hey, people like that are quick to pull the gun out, right, and quick to pull bear mace and all that, you're scared of getting your ass whooped. How the fuck are you scared to get your ass whooped, but you're not scared to talk your shit? If you got a big mouth and you talk your shit, don't be scared to get your ass whooped. Shit happens like that. Now, I'm not saying that Chud is obligated to fight people and that he has to do all that. No, not at all, not whatsoever. But you don't have to disrespect people either. When your whole thing, your whole life that you've built, your whole community is based off of antagonizing, disrespecting, being racial and prejudiced and hurting people and talking shit to them, right, for shock value and to make money, you take an ass whipping here and there. You got that coming. Anyways, Chud the Builder is arrested for attempted murder, right? And the charges could change right now. And like I said, this man didn't even wait to get into the interrogation room. First 48 seconds. That motherfucker shot himself and was given a full description of everything and every place and everyone in hopes that he's going to go to the jail and that they're going to drop the charges. Now, if they do decide to drop the charges again, there's video out there of the incident taking place, the actual shooting and all that, right? So I guess it's going to come down to what the investigators, what the district attorney wants to pick up, what's going to happen. But as of right now, I mean, he's booked into the county jail on attempted. Now, let me explain to you, attempted could easily be lowered. And I don't know that state, so I don't know. I'll have to look it up exactly what attempted murder carries in that state. But because it's different in every state. But I know when I myself was caught up on an attempted murder case, yes, it happened, right? For a stabbing, an in-house jail stabbing. When I was caught up on an attempted murder case, in order to prove that, the reason why it didn't stick for me and I was able to wiggle up out of there was in order, and imagine, now this is a different state, but in order to prove that, they had to prove that I intentionally, willfully and intentionally try to cause catastrophic injury with that weapon to that person, that I intentionally tried to attempt to kill them. They couldn't prove that. They could prove I stabbed them a little bit, poked on them a little bit, right? But I didn't attempt to actually do catastrophic injury. So with that being said, we'll see how it works out for Chud the Builder. But as of right now, fuck him, man. Couldn't have happened to a better person. I don't wish it upon no one, but I ain't mad about it either. Let's end with the video.
Some breaking news to tell you about. The social media influencer known as Chud the Builder is now facing an attempted murder charge after a shooting today outside the Montgomery County Courthouse. Deputies say Dalton Etherly, better known in social media as Chud the Builder, was involved in a fight leading to gunfire. Both men were hospitalized. Deputies just arrested Etherly, charging him with attempted murder, aggravated assault, and reckless endangerment with a deadly weapon. Tonight, he's being held in the Montgomery County Jail.
I walked up to them because they were pointing at me. They were laughing. They were pointing at me, and I said, "What's up, guys? How y'all doing?"
Oh yeah, they're pointing at him and laughing at him. Yeah.
He said, "Walk away from me." I walked away from him. He came back up to me. He literally said, I have PTSD. I feel like I'm in. He said, you start saying all that chimp out shit to me, I'm going to hit you. He hit me, started wailing on me, even after I had to defend myself by shooting him. He's still wailing on me.
You notice he said, I had to defend myself by hitting him. The dude said, straight up, he said in his own words, he said, if you start saying that chimp out shit, I'm going to have to hit you, right? Then he hit him. I wonder what Chud said. With that being said, thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. Let me know what you guys think. Poor old Chud, right? Let me know what you guys think. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, and strive for what I honestly and truly believe in, and that's the betterment of all people. That's the reason you don't go around calling people the N words and the W words and any words. You know what I mean? Why words? If you're mad at the person, do that. Don't do that. That's craziness, right? This video is sponsored by Barrio Liquors out there in Turlock, California. If you're in the Turlock area in the Central Valley, pull up to the Barrio, get you something cold to drink. Also, by Sticks and Stones Yard Service out there in Tucson, Arizona. Make sure that you Google them for an Esterman if you're in the immediate area so you can come out and you can support the small local raza business. This is the gun. Let me know what you think. Bang, bang.